As the 2020 playoffs wind down, the focus of NBA fans all around the world is starting to turn towards next season. And for Minnesota Timberwolves fans, there's plenty of reasons to be excited. Chief among those reasons is the emergence of young star duo Karl-Anthony Towns and D'Angelo Russell. Arguably, even more exciting is Minnesota's possession of the number 1 lottery pick in the upcoming draft. For the Timberwolves faithful, these are not the only cause for excitement. And today, I want to talk about one that flies a little more under the radar, the upcoming 3rd season of Josh Okogie. And before we zero in on Okogie, I recommend any Wolves fan check out my Who They Are video on the Timberwolves. It covers a brief recap of the Timberwolves over the last decade and how we got where we are. And also on the topic of under-the-radar players, I recommend my video on underappreciated Eastern Conference players, where I discussed an underloved player from each Eastern Conference team. But for right now, let's set our focus on non-stop Josh Okogie. And I'm going to rattle off a couple stats in this video, but I really can't overemphasize that the value of Josh Okogie is far more than what can be quantified on a stat sheet. And I know that's a cliche sentiment, but many Timberwolves fans already know that it truly applies to Josh Okogie and what he means for this team. Guarding perimeter players is where Josh Okogie is going to make his money in the NBA. Okogie walked into the league with an incredible defensive skill set that has only gotten better over his 2 seasons. He has incredible stamina and effort, which make for a deadly combo, especially for the opposition's best backcourt player. In just his 2nd season, Okogie was tasked with being the Wolves' primary defender against the league's array of star guards and forwards. Okogie possesses the speed and discipline to be assigned point guards with tremendous ball handling and shot creation abilities. Well, he also possesses the strength and tenacity to guard some of the league's star forwards as well. Averaging over a steal a game in both of his first 2 seasons, Okogie is clearly putting the work not only on the court, but also in the film room, as he has displayed a consistent ability to find his way into the opponent's passing lanes. At 6'4", Josh Okogie is slightly undersized vertically, but his incredible 7-foot wingspan makes up for that deficit. Managing half a block per game in both of his first 2 NBA campaigns, Okogie's defensive impact is consistent and critical for the Timberwolves' success. Okogie's nickname Non-Stop is a very apt description for him in a lot of facets, but specifically well descriptive of his impactful energy on the Timberwolves' defense. In my Timberwolves Who They Are video, I mentioned glaring shortcomings in Okogie's skill set. That was a direct reference to Okogie's limited ability from the 3-point line. Okogie's shot only 27% from distance over his first 2 campaigns. While he has improved over time, it's clearly not his strong suit. If he can become even a serviceable 3-point shooter, he can single-handedly raise the ceiling of the Timberwolves a tremendous amount. While he is limited from outside, Okogie still presents an ever-apparent threat to opposing defenses, and through sheer energy and effort, forces the opposition to keep an eye on him. Okogie's tremendous speed and vertical explosiveness makes him an unlikely lob threat. He's dangerous from the dunker spot and can make teams pay if they get caught sleeping on his backdoor cuts. On a team with Karl-Anthony Towns and D'Angelo Russell, Okogie doesn't need to be a scoring threat. Not needing the ball in his hands actually pairs him pretty well with the superstar duo. That being said, his persistent effort, lob catching ability, and backdoor cutting is a good addition to a passing threat like Russell. Okogie is dangerous in transition, and his effort translates well to the half-court set as well, as he forces the opposition to chase him around. If his 3-point shot did develop and he was able to help the Wolves space the floor, he would find himself being the perfect complementary player to Towns and Russell. This is really the part of the video I'm most excited to discuss. If you're an avid Timberwolves fan and your love of this franchise spreads on social media, then you know exactly what I'm talking about when I say Top Golf. Oh yes, If you've followed the Wolves players over the last couple years and you've watched the Instagram stories, you've definitely seen Josh Okogie roast Gorgui Dieng trying to swing a golf club. On Twitter and Instagram, you've seen the continued connection of Okogie and his former teammates like Taj Gibson and Tyus Stones. To put it simply, people like playing with Josh Okogie. And then on game day, just find a Timberwolves highlight reel and pay attention to the following. Is Okogie on the court when someone else scores? Who's giving him the first high five? It's Okogie. Is Okogie on the bench and someone throws down a monster poster? Who's the guy practically storming the court in celebration? It's Okogie. Okogie puts up a highlight and the whole bench gets up. Josh Okogie has an infectious, celebratory energy, and the players love that energy. So when I say Okogie's value can't be tallied on the stat sheet, I mean it not only because his defensive hustle is not quantifiable. I don't only say it because the way he scores points is one that demands constant attention. I say it because off the court, he may be the single most important player on the Timberwolves roster. Josh Okogie is a high-quality teammate. In a league full of stars and moving pieces, we can sometimes forget the value of chemistry. If the Timberwolves want to be successful, we need more than just Karl-Anthony Towns and D'Angelo Russell to play really well. We need a team to rally behind them, and that energy and that excitement starts with Josh Okogie. I've been really looking forward to doing this video on Okogie, who has quickly become one of my favorite players in the NBA to watch. And I'm really excited to make more videos on more players, Wolves and otherwise. So if you want to see more stuff like this, subscribe and keep your eyes on my feed. Stay lit, and thanks for watching.